What amazing weather we're having this fine Thursday morning. Welcome to Inside the Mind from Blue Mandarin, where I hope you can squeeze a little bit of our zest in your daily slice of life. Today I will be discussing a bit about stress. So, stress. Sometimes it's good. I agree. I can agree with that. There's a lot of good that comes out of stress. Like, under pressure, you're more likely to succeed. Under pressure, you're more likely to make more attempts in achieving a goal. I personally like being under stress sometimes. And if I'm not under stress, then I'm probably, if I tell you I'm not under stress, I'm probably lying. So, a part of my experience with stress is that is a lot of pressure, negative emotions. They're usually pent up and turning into a form of stress. Before we discuss more on that, I would like to describe a lot of the acquisition methods of stress. So there's a lot of things that can cause stress. As mentioned before, there's the peer pressure and other things. Or just regular pressure, which is like a lot of the time. A lot of the time when we do things, it's usually like, if it's negative, usually it's because you're under some other people's influence, which is mostly negative, of course. No matter whether it be your friends, parents. Well, usually if it's parents, they're not really gonna force you to do something bad. But if you're with your friends and they're pressuring you to do something, sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's for your own good, which is always really daunting. Another way is like pure shock. There's also pure shock. Well, what do I mean by pure shock? It's usually peaks in stress levels compared to surrounding time periods. Like, as in, when you most often this can be caused by a jump scare. Although a simple glance at a stressful figure, using that word very loosely here, stressful figure, like a crush, of course, obviously that's a very big part of a very big thing. A teacher, enemy, assaulter can cause this peak in stress. Like, you don't want to be near those people. Sometimes the stress is because you do want to be near them and other stuff, but that's besides the point. I feel like in later stages of life, or in the middle of your life, like actually still very early, like when you're going, some people will experience anxiety attacks. I currently do, and it's not fun. It's a form of pure shock, where at least the simple thought of something slightly stressful is very disheartening. If I were to say the least, I would say it's disheartening is the word, I guess. Actually, no, not disheartening. It's actually, I feel like not disheartening is not the word. the word escaped me. But the thing is, like, when you get an anxiety attack, you start thinking about something very simple. Like, if you think about something very simple, like I don't know, romantic in the romantic is so cute. Anyone thinking about anyone really, like, if you think about anyone you who has caused you at least the slightest bit of stress before, like thinking about anything that has caused you slightest bit of stress, thinking about them again will cause you to have a lot more stress. Like with an anxiety attack, if you have anxiety attacks, then that's really an issue when you have those. Thinking about people is very daunting. Thinking about social interaction is very daunting. Doing anything is very daunting. So what I'm saying, I guess, is that anyone and anything can cause you to have an anxiety attack. And there's not really a way to... I doubt there's a way currently to naturally get rid of those. And like when I do think about random social interactions, that's why I just refuse to go further to usually just interact with anyone socially. It's not because I don't want to or like feel nervous. I feel like genuine stress when under this. Well, that's enough yapping about this form of acquisition. There's also the slow build up, which is usually very common in general. It's an accumulation of stressful events or the nearing of stressful events. What do I mean by this? I mean by, you're getting close to a test, you get stressed, or you're about to reach a oh my goodness, IT work, damn. Anyways, you might be close to a deadline and you haven't finished your work or something, or you're about to perform in front of large groups of people. If you're not used to doing those things are definitely gonna cause you a long-term stress in the long term. Damn, I died. Anyways, this form of stress, of course, I will mention this is much more intimidating form of stress. Oh yeah, intimidation. That's like, oh no, intimidation. Like as a form, like those slow burns. I would say that slow burns for the stress. I would say those are really scary. They're really they stay there. They stick. They can't. It's hard. They won't leave you alone and stuff. And like making a mistake in the simplest of ways. Littlest of mistakes can stress you out in future scenarios. Like, for example, you're like, I don't know, tell someone you're just accidentally ignore someone or space out at some points, and then you regret doing that for the whole time, and then you're really hyper fixated on it, and you can't do anything about it really until it gets off your chest. I find that really difficult to. I most of the time those are really a big reason why I dislike a lot of forms of social interactions, because like I don't like making tiny mistakes. I make them too much, and oh sorry, I don't like yapping. I don't mean to yap about myself again and again and again, but really I can't stop myself. It's like too difficult not to yap about myself in moment. But anyways, my experiences with stress. As time goes on, I feel like stress becomes one of the primary driving factors in everyday life. Like for me, a lot of the time, other people's stress really affects me, and daily. And that's like, yeah, other people's lives, other people's stresses, they're really impactful. Other people's stresses, like if I let things bottle up, it's gonna be similar to the slow burn sort of stress thing. But if I don't let anything happen, if I don't do anything about anything, then that's also a big problem, because like if I'm not able to counteract anything, it becomes very difficult to act normally, to do stuff, like in general. And like the bottle up once more, I would say is like incredibly difficult to go up against and stuff, because well, if you bottle up everything, then you're not really solving anything, aren't you? You're just letting things go with the flow, and I guess like that's pretty bad. Like, why would you just do that? It makes no sense. But either way, being stressed like this is just not like great. But like, I wouldn't wanna do multiple quick succession bursts of stress as well. Finding the middle ground is also very not great. Nothing you do with stress is good. It won't be good in the long run, you know. So that just makes everything just doesn't make you can't really do much, right? Can't really do much about it. And the fact is, I can't if I do bottle up stress and stuff, I risk snapping at some point, of course. Like, as everyone snaps at some point. It's just a matter of when and how, and well, of course, the strength of snapping. Because if that does happen, if you do happen to snap, you're gonna there's a chance you hurt someone, or there's a chance you hurt yourself even further. Like not like the self-harm sort of way. I feel that's very severe. But what I mean by this is like I feel like this, like you cry for a long time, you cry for a really long time. Just keep crying for a straight hour, and you can't stop, and there's no way you will stop. It happens a lot, actually. It's not really, for me, it doesn't happen a lot. It happens a lot. It happens way too much for me. Not way too much, just enough for me to be concerned that it's happening. Because the fact is, not being able to stop myself from crying sometimes is a good thing and a bad thing. Some people tell me to just let it all out, but that's not great at all. That doesn't provide any good experiences for anyone. But if you don't do those, someone told me before someone told me slow okay, someone told me okay, I don't remember what they said. But it was something regarding the fact that if you're a slow burn okay. Well, what I think they mean is, if you don't let things release every once in a while, you risk ruining yourself. And that's a big problem, Anyways, that's done with this experiences with stress. Now I want to define what stress is. With everything out of the way, stress is really difficult to define. Having experienced stress from different people, different times, different ages, different, and from a different, not dark ages, sort of ages, just not like ice age, dark age or something. It's just like my age, different age ranges. Sorry. You would think any person would be able to define it, but this special occasion, I feel like I need to define it in a more personal sense, a more vulnerable sense. So I feel stress is defined as the ability to stop, look, listen, and think about situations. It's like the sign. It's a sign. Stress is the sign to stop, look, and listen at certain situations. So stop, look, listen, and think. That's what stress is to me. The sign to stop, look, listen, and think about your surroundings. And if ignoring that sign will just make it more prominent, more powerful. And emotionally, if you do, it will let you govern you for the rest of situations, for a lot of situations. The major expression is when the subject matter snaps. Of course, this definition is very different from someone else's, and that's good. That's what makes life. It's different. So, in the end, I believe stress is an important aspect of life. Though when we were children, we're more built to handle it, and I do not like the fact that anxiety attacks really affect me on daily life, and it's a real problem. So that's 20 minutes of yapping. Well, thanks for listening. Glad you are here. Happy Thursday once again, happy Thursday. And lastly, keep smiling.